Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Wake Up and Live. I'm Bobby Montego. Today we want to take a look at what might be helpful for us to know before we actually, for those of us trying to migrate to the United States. All right, we have a preconception of what we think the United States is, and with all honesty, it is not so. And many times people will not tell you that, especially your relatives, who you see them coming back and they're looking prosperous and so forth. Looking is the operative word here. Looking prosperous, and they won't tell you what's what for different reasons. All right, so I want to begin with giving you a brief overview of what's called the American status quo, how things are structured in the United States, because the U.S. is a very structured country, so structured that sometimes the people that lives here don't know that and don't understand it. Most people don't. All right, so in America we live under what's called the status quo. All right, the American status quo, where 2% owns everything. When I say everything, I mean they own the banks, the capital, the oil, the farms, the factories. All right, they are called the super rich, or what we sometimes refer to as old money. Okay, then you have 20% that manages it for the 2%. All right, they are who we call the CEOs and VPs or general managers of companies, or the lawyers and the engineers and the doctors and the scientists. All right, they all make up the middle class. Then you have, following that, is 78% underclass. So 78% of Americans live in a state of a permanent underclass. These are the people who turn the wheels of industry, so to speak, and for that they live paycheck to paycheck. All right, two weeks to a month is sometimes very disastrous for them. Not working for a month here can be a disaster for you. All right. This is so because the United States is a country of great contradiction and illusions. All right. What you think you're seeing is not really what is. Okay. So life in America is not like you see on the Cosby Show. All right, where everybody dresses nice and live well, and life is a middle class uh, experience. No, not so. All right. Okay. 78% of Americans actually own very little. And the thing is, they don't even they don't even know. 78% owns very little, but because of the use of credit from the 2%, all right, we borrow their money through credit cards or loans or store cards and stuff like that. We're able to look well, okay, but you're not really well because you don't own anything. All right, everything is on credit. Your house has a mortgage that you barely touch when you make that little deposit or you're making that payment every month. um, the car is a loan, a bank loan. The food, people buy food with their credit cards and then pay it off when they get paid. Clothing, people buy clothing generally from a card store. I mean, a store card rather. The store gives you a credit card and you purchase your stuff that way. Vacation, we buy plane tickets, credit card. We pay for hotel, credit card. We purchase. We pay for rent a car when you get there, credit card. In the restaurants, credit card. This is credit, credit, credit. Weddings here, even weddings. The banks finance weddings here. you know, $30,000. You just got married and you're in debt $30,000, and before you know it, couples are fighting over money, and then boom, they're divorced. All right, because America has one of the highest divorce rate in the entire world, 60 to 70%. Okay, so everything is on credit. Here's a big thing now. It is a America is a debt society, all right, where people earn dollars and spend credit, all right, and you do that in order to live or experience what's called the American dream. So you spend credit to experience the American dream. You don't really own anything. All right. So, but if you don't have debt, if you don't put yourself in debt, you cannot get credit, right? It means you have no credit. If you don't get credit, you must pay everything by cash. If you must pay everything by cash, you better have a good job. You must pay everything by cash. It means you need that job. If you need that job, you better not get sick. Because if you get sick and you're out 2 weeks to a month, you start falling into you know deep problems, and then your American dream could quickly become an American nightmare for you. All right, because it's not like you have food growing in your backyard like you may have back home. There's nothing here. People don't give you anything. You understand? This is an individualistic country. Every man for himself. Okay, if there's a crisis, yeah, people pitch in because it's very emotional and so forth and so forth. But in general, living here, everyone is for themselves. That's how the system is structured. All right, so just want to give you a little heads up that look, if you're in your country and you're planning on moving here, do not sell your house and your properties and your stuff to move here, because that might be the only thing you have in your life. Because don't expect to come here and have something that you actually own and you've paid for. Okay, because it's just not going to work. So hold on to your property where you are. That is yours. Here it is not really yours. The bank owns it, and the bank belongs to the 2%. Okay, so just wanna, if you, I hope I've given you enough information to give you a brief overview of how things are. It is not to say don't come here. I'm just saying if you plan on coming here, understand the dynamics, because it's not what you've been told. Okay, that's why a lot of people, once they get to retirement age, they start looking for somewhere else to go, because it's But anyway, but it's a country with wonderful things. You can be a lot of things. It's just that you must understand that it comes with at an expense, and it's never at the amount that you actually see on TV. You don't have a country full of rich people. Most people here are poor. All right. It's just that they have access to the richest money through credit, so it gives them a feeling of, okay, so they don't go rioting in the streets and doing stuff. All right. So again, until next time, hope I was able to give you enough information to give you a brief little view into how the American system is set up. So until next time, please subscribe to my channel. I really do need a subscription. And until next time, stay good. And again, be safe.